How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. Hope you're having yourselves a wonderful day. Going ahead to play some Cocoon. For those of you that probably don't know, I have played this game before, just not on stream. And I did 100% before. So I'm going to be using a guide to do this again. Because I played this, I think, almost 2 months ago. And I was just using it to get like achievements for the daily achievement. If you hear Maka in the background, that's just because I'm watching his video. But still, I'm very much looking forward to going through this again, because again, I had a fun time with it. It was a really good puzzle game. Beforehand, I only used his, what you would call it, his like pickup guide. I don't know like what you would call that, but this time I'm actually just like watching like the full thing. So you have like a 2-hour long video. And of course the batteries are low. Good thing I've got the cable right here. There we go. So, hope you all enjoy this. This will be a bit different because last time I did like one of these 100%ing things, I think. Did I do a 100% of it back then? I don't know. But I played Hellblade. I 100%ed it. Also thanks to Maka. So, no matter what, I'm gonna have like a good time playing this probably. This is a really good game, and I would highly recommend anybody that's watching this. Even though I look at it, the category, and it's like one person, so anybody actually watching this is very unlikely. But anybody that does watch this, I do genuinely hope that you give this game a chance because it is good. It is a really good game. It definitely is one of the better indie games, and it is a puzzle game. So I know a lot of people are like, it's just a puzzle game, whatever. I just do this. Yeah. Oh no, no. Oops, missed it. Maka, hold on. I'm an idiot. You need to slow down for me. So yeah, just expect to hear a lot of my mechanical keyboard. I really do want to get a new one that's not mechanical. Because I do get annoyed whenever I like look over these things and it's like if I can ever actually start getting some money and income, you know, get a job like a normal person, then I don't know, I'll definitely want to get a new keyboard. It's not mechanical. Yeah, I don't expect this to be that long of a stream. I mean, in comparison to probably about my average of like full stream. About 2-ish hours. But you know, add an extra like 30, 40 minutes because I'm an idiot. So even though I have an actual full-on guide right here, I will probably do stupid stuff. again, I think I mentioned it. Like, the only reason I'm using a full Vegas full guide is just because I want to get this done within a day. So, no other real special reasons besides that. But I hope everyone's having a good day. This is again, just continuing more of the roughness that's been going on the past year and couple of months with the news from IDOS. It is really unfortunate. I was so looking forward to a new Deus Ex game. But unfortunately, it just doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah, no, I'm really just hoping one day we'll finally get a new Deus Ex, get a conclusion to Adam Jensen's overall story. But again, that's another game I should probably add to my playing, because I never did finish it on stream. Because that was a pretty rough point for a couple of my friends. So I had to definitely put their priority above, me streaming. Which is fine. I don't mind putting my friends above me playing video games. Obviously, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna be like, yeah, you guys are more important to me than streaming some game. But I do want to replay it. Because I did play it, like, without getting the achievements back in the day, and I do have the DLC, so... I definitely want to actually, sit down and get through everything. I also just, like, one day want to 100%, like, Human Revolution. Mankind Divided, I've never actually looked at all of the achievements, but it's probably doable, because it's like an Xbox One game, and those games are so much easier than 360 titles. God. Woo. I want to 100% the first game, and then eventually, play the second. Well, I say first and second when realistically those are like the third and fourth, but they're also prequels to the original Deus Ex. However you want to describe it, I guess. But it would be really cool to get the third game for Adam, just to kind of get an ending. Because obviously, even if there's a third game and, like, Adam Jensen's story is done, quote unquote, there are still obviously things that, aren't really finished in the mainline universe. But again, that's just becoming a hopeful dream that one day it might happen. Right up there with, well, I can take Alan Wake 2 off now because that actually happened. But getting a Bulletstorm 2. One day that game might actually get a sequel instead of re-released. But I'm not having high hopes at this point. Even still, though, I'm I'm excited for one day the potential of getting a sequel. Readjusting myself real quick. Give myself a big stretch. The worst part about this today is that I am more than likely going to get really hungry. I think I don't want to make food, which is going to extend the stream time. But I don't know. I mean, it would be a good way to test something out, but realistically, I don't know how long making the food would even really necessarily be. Because again, it would be pizza, so it would be about 30-ish minutes. But even still, like, I don't know if like I want to potentially lose out on, you know, good stream time, you know. I do want to get this done today. Like, I want it to be like 100% everything. Finish it up. Actually, I don't think there's a achievement tracking, but I think this is the first achievement here. So let's see. All right, it should work. I should get achievements. I do have my okay. Yeah, this isn't, you know, overly long of a game, but even still, it's gonna take some time. Oh hey, I think this is the first boss. Oh, I just heard Mako roughly say boss, so yeah. Man, look at this guy. Like an angry, like, moth bee or something. You ever just, like, have really weird dreams? Like, I don't know how many people dream. But I know I have, my friend Ty, he doesn't remember his dreams regularly. But I remember mine quite frequently. I genuinely just don't know at times, like, what my brain is trying to do. Like, I don't know what my brain is trying to kind of tell me. The one I had last night was quite unusual. Like, even for me. It was along the lines of, oh great, I gotta go all the way over there. Oh, I was so close. Come on, one more. And I'm being pushed away. This is gonna take forever. There we go. Holy cow, that took ages. Yeah, no, it was weird because all the dream was at first was like just a constant loop of the world around me being destroyed, but then eventually, like, the character I was following went back home and met with Santa Claus, who was telling him, "You were so evil that now I'm making your life an absolute nightmare. And so basically every time he did something bad, it was then kind of like re-put into his life. Like one time he took $100 from his next door neighbor. And because of that, what the heck am I supposed to do here? Because of that, oh, he didn't beat the boss. That's what it was. I was like, I thought he beat that pretty fast, but no, it was death. But yeah, like he took like $100 from his like neighbor, so eventually she came down and was like, "Oh no, it's fine, you know. I mean, you know, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do, right? You want these cookies?" And the guy knew they were like poisoned or something because it's like, you know, took money from me, I'm gonna kill you or whatever. And then eventually, like, his girlfriend dropped off a baby. It was like, this is what you get for leaving me. And I don't know what was going on in my brain. I do not think I went the right way. I did not. At least not the way that he was going. I don't know. I don't know if anybody else has weird dreams. It did not matter. I was here anyway. Cool. Yeah, I get some unusual ones. I can tell you that much. But that's the thing. That's what I really like, is that I never really know what I'm gonna wake up to. But at the same time, I'm also terrified because it could easily be something I don't like. Like, I've had plenty of dreams where I've died. It's not fun. I don't like dying in my dreams. Which is funny because, you know, a lot of the time growing up, you'd be like, you'd hear the horror stories or you'd hear stories about like, oh, if you fall off a cliff in your dream, then when you die, then you die for real. You know. I don't know how true that is. I know like there's the idea of shock having a major factor in people potentially dying. But I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm like in my late 20s. That hasn't happened to me, but I've had a lot of death experiences in my brain. So, I don't know. I do wonder what the most common dream type is. Because I've heard it was flying, like a long time ago. It was just flying as like a common dream. But I don't think I've ever had a dream where I'm flying. My dreams are usually like stories or something. Like they tell me things. So, unless for some reason I'm getting a story about flying, not happening. Nailed it. Yeah, I don't know why my brain works like that. Because again, like other people I've met, they do have interesting dreams, but at the same time, a lot of them always talk about like, oh, excuse me, little bits and pieces of it, and I'll just have like full-blown stories. I don't understand why that is. it makes me kind of worried at times, to be 100% truthful, because it makes me feel like it's that theory of alternate dimension yous showing up. Like, you go and see other yous, and it's like, what the heck is going on to me in other timelines? Because it is some pretty messed up stuff. Because I have witnessed a lot of things in my brain. And if this is like alternate timeline me's I'm witnessing, then maybe this timeline isn't that bad for me. I'd much rather deal with unemployment than having to deal with, you know, Santa Claus just telling me I've been naughty and so he's going to ruin my life by having a payback thing of every bad thing I've done, but like tenfold. And yeah, that's not the only dreams I've had. Even ever since I was like a small kid, my nightmares were even unusually cryptic in a sense. Like I'm pretty sure everybody's had this kind of dream, or nightmare rather. But in the sense of, like, you know, you have like a nightmare about being chased by things, right? When I was a kid, my nightmare being chased by a thing was my dad's car at the time. And I want it to be known, I was like 4 years old or something when this happened. I was really young, but apparently Dream Jacob, alternate timeline Jacob with this dream, was just like, yeah, that car be scary. That car, ooh, no, I don't want to, it's trying to kill me. And the funny thing about that dream in particular is that was a reoccurring one. I have had that one so many times in my life. I genuinely don't know why that one was so common for me. I think growing up, from the first time I had it to the last time, which I think the last time I had it was like 16 years ago. So, like, you know, it was a long time ago. I was still like a child. But even still, like, thinking about it now, like 16 years ago for me was 11 to almost 12. So again, I was still a kid. Like, I was just barely a teenager almost. But still, it was, Mako, what the heck are you making me do right now? But yeah, it's weird that I had that once for so long in comparison to like other things, because most people don't really ever get reoccurring dreams, I think. Again, that's my assumption, because most people don't ever really talk about reoccurring dreams. Yeah, I've had a couple of dreams where just like straight up dying. Like, I was in a car accident, but I survived the car accident, funny enough. I've been in a lot of car accidents in my dreams, actually, but anyway, back to the dream I was talking about. I was in a car accident because I was like driving or whatever, and like the main roads and whatnot. And when I looked out into the like woods that I crashed by, there was just like a figure there. And as I kept looking at it, it would slightly get, like, my view of it would be getting closer. But it wasn't like moving. It was like, you know, a dynamic type of zoom type of thing where it's like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And then eventually I just heard a kind of a synthetic demonic voice just say, "You're dead." And I woke up. And so I think it killed that me. Which is, again, really bizarre. But the funny thing is that actually did have a sequel, in a sense, where I was at a summer camp with my cousin, and eventually, whatever it was, the death or whatever, came back and tried the same thing again, just was like, "You're dead." But for whatever reason, with the help of my cousin, we were actually able to beat off death, and I was like, man, this is really weird. Why am I having dreams about death, and why is this constantly happening now? I was thinking that because I was like, it was literally the very next day that I had, or not the very next day, but like the very same week that I had that like car accident about death. Or a car accident with death. And I don't know, like it's just one of those things where you don't really understand what your brain is trying to tell you. And so you just get that mindset of, am I just looking at alternate realities? Because that's a lot more fun. That's a lot more interesting of a mindset to have, is that my brain isn't making these things up. I'm just looking into myself and other meanings. Even though, again, like, I'm sure a lot of people would think differently from me in that. It's like, no, actually, I'm just very creative as a person. And I'm like, I'm not creative as a person. I mean, I am creative as a person, but, dude, like, most of my creativity is just self-deprecating humor. It's not creative. That's very basic, and a lot of people would say it's boring. But it entertains me. Much as upsetting to some of my friends, because I know a friend of mine does not like how like negative about myself I am. Which is fine. I can't help the fact that I'm as negative as I am as a person. And I don't know why I am. Man, you don't play a game for a month and you forget all of the puzzles that you did. And again, just trying to follow the guide to make this a lot more convenient. Yeah, I don't know why I'm as so down on myself as I am. I don't know what... I mean, I have some ideas, but at the same time, they don't really add up. Because, when I was in elementary school, I did go to a guidance counselor. And boy, did things go bad. I don't fully blame her because I was most definitely a problem child. common senses. But it was just really funny in hindsight now, like being as an adult. And her like worried that I'm going to, you know, what would be the best way to say it? I was going to game over. Like, I was gonna manually game over myself. But not only was I gonna game over myself, I was gonna game over other people. Which, growing up, yeah, no, there's an understandability that I can't blame her, because that point in time, you know, the 2000s, yeah, understandable that people were worried about that type of stuff. I do not blame her on that, but it made things rather difficult for a lot of things in my life after that. Still, you do what you gotta do in life, and eventually I guess I overcame the stereotype? I don't know. Because even to this day, still, people think I'm that kind of person that would just, you know, hurt people. And I'm not. Like, I would never willingly want to hurt others. Come on, get over here. But even still, like, growing up, even as an adult, because I'm the quiet type, a lot of people think I'm the kind of person that's, you know, like, alright, well, good thing you gave me that pack of gum, kind of thing. But I don't know. I don't know why I give off that vibe to people. I don't want to hurt anyone. But I guess I just kind of give that style of mentality and tone. But I hope one day I can, like, go against that. Mark on this one. Alright, we're on a pretty good track right now. That was like the 4th achievement of like 17. And we've only been going for 30 minutes, that's not bad. But yeah, the reason I'm bringing this up is because I know a lot of people, even though they're probably not watching this, a lot of people out there probably have to go through the same thing I did. And while it's probably not as, well, I can't really say that in today's climate, but there are probably a lot of people out there that have gone through similar things as me, and while I'm not exactly the best example of, you know, making something out of my life, I do hope that there are the people, like the people that are out there that felt like they were kind of being pushed into a mindset that they don't want to be in. Yeah, more just kind of mumbling about random things in life, but I'm hoping that anybody out there that is maybe watching this one day, please know that you're not the only one that was basically being told what your personality was that you didn't agree with, and it's entirely up to you what it's going to be. Don't ever let anybody tell you what your personality is. You can have, you know, obviously a lot of people get inspired by others to frame their personalities on things, and that's fine. But never feel like you have to be someone. And by that, with the hypocritical side of it, if you don't agree with that, go for it. I'm not going to be upset. Maybe you want others to tell you how to be. And while I don't agree with that, I can't tell you not to do that and expect you to listen. Again, just kind of mumbling in a sense. So, you know, outside of all of that talk of, you know, mental frustrations, childhood, I don't know what else to really talk about, because that's honestly what most of my life has been. It's just dealing with people kind of explaining what I'm supposed to be, which I think everybody has to an extent. Some people just have it worse than others. I wouldn't say I've had it the worst. There are plenty of people that have it worse than me on that. No doubt. People that are not nearly as lucky in life. And I know I'm lucky in life with a lot of things. Things could have been way worse for me. But that didn't happen. I had some good luck in life. Can't really complain about that. Honestly, I'm trying to think of like positive things to talk about. I guess I could talk about how the Expedition devs are making a new studio and doing new things, apparently assisting in a new Xbox title. And I'm like, that's cool. I hope that works out for them. I hope, I believe it was called Shapeshifter Games. I hope it really works out for them. Because for the past, like, it feels like 15 years. Like, ever since Saints Row the Third, Volition that had been was just not themselves. They were just kind of being stuck, being told what to do from like THQ, then Deep Silver, then Embracer. Even though Embracer probably didn't really have much to do with it, but still. At the very least, THQ and Deep Silver had a lot of input on things that they didn't want from the sound of things. That's really unfortunate. So hopefully, on this new life at Shapeshifter, things can go a lot better for them. Do I think that they're ever gonna make a Saints Row game? No. That's still technically under Embracer, which is, you know, who knows what they're gonna do? Maybe they'll sell off these games. I hope they do, because I don't want all of these games to be in limbo of life. There's so many games out there that Embracer has a hold of that they're not going to do anything with now, because, like, I mean, what, they can't afford to do it. It's like, again, that the Deus Ex thing really got under my skin and annoyed me so much. I would say, you know, like, oh, have Microsoft buy them, because, you know, until the day I get a PlayStation, I'm stuck with the option of, well, I guess, if PlayStation's able to actually put games on PC, maybe they could add their games on PC, but you know, like one of the big console companies. Purchase them, but I am not having high hopes on that happening. I did not time that. I did not time that well. Hang on, I'm an idiot, Mark. I have to restart that whole thing. But yeah, I don't think Microsoft is going to do it, since they just laid off like 1,900 people between all of their stuff. Maybe Sony, but I don't know. I could definitely see them going for something like Deus Ex, since, you know, that was Square's stuff, and, you know, Square and them got along pretty well. Again, that Stars or whatever game exists, and that's apparently a PlayStation exclusive. I don't know if that's actually a PlayStation exclusive, but it just was like a showcase, like the last one. Oh, excuse me. But I have no interest in that game. And considering Square's talk about stuff like crypto, and from the sounds of it, a lot of AI generation for the Foam Stars game, I am getting more and more concerned for games from them that I actually do like. And by games, I just more so mean Kingdom Hearts, because that's deeply concerning to me. If Nomura starts losing control of Kingdom Hearts to Square, because I think this is reaching a point where it's like, when the heads that you actually respect are being put away, like if Nomura was like pushed away from Kingdom Hearts, then I think at that point, are you serious? I think at that point, I would just be like, I think I'm done with the series. Because it is Nomura's thing. Like, that is Nomura's game. It's like saying, even though this is actually happening, it's like saying, oh, it's a Metal Gear without Kojima, which could work. It has worked in the past with Metal Gear Rising, but the thing about that one is that it didn't come out within the last few years. need to time this so much better. There we go. Holy cow. But unless it's like somebody Nomura actually trusted to kind of like take the helm of Kingdom Hearts, I don't know if I could trust Square Enix with it. Again, I get more and more concerned about stuff like Halo, of that ever one day getting AI, but I don't think Microsoft is overly interested in it anymore. I mean, they have some things, like there's the chat GPT thing or whatever on Bing, but I'm hoping that it's just kind of like, you know, an assistant, not actually, because I think I've talked about this before. I think I've talked about AI in the past, about like my positioning of it is I don't mind AI being used as a tool to outline things. You know, like if you have an idea and you want to showcase it, but you are unable to get an artist to, you know, actually properly do it, because, you know, maybe you're like me and you're poor and you can't actually afford the ability to get an artist, then, you know, using AI for that to kind of, you know, get a visual representation of what we're trying to explain or showcase, I'm fine with that. It's the moment it actually starts getting put into the game. That's, or just any of the products in general. Like when it starts getting put into those, that's when I have the problem. Because you're making a game with, you know, presumably like hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars, depending on, you know, like if you're a big budget game or, you know, an indie title. No matter what, the game's going to be expensive to make. But the moment it's like, okay, you have funding, you have the ability to pay people, that's when I'm like, don't use AI with that. I don't understand. Again, I still to this day don't understand why the finals went with AI announcers for their full release. Yeah, I guess. Because again, during like the beta, it's like, okay, well, we just don't have the actors, which is understandable because, you know, like when you're developing a game, obviously the actors are not, well, I guess not always, but voice acting is not always like the first thing. It can be the first thing, but it's a lot easier for the actors to know what they're doing. So a lot of the time, I would, if I was making a game, I would have, you know, like some pre-made stuff type of thing, like have a pre-res or whatever, have the game ready so that they would have something to know. But, you know, every development studio is obviously different, so maybe it was, in my mind, I was thinking it was going to go along the lines of, okay, well, they made the game, but they just didn't have enough time for getting actors. But then it was like, oh no, they do have actors for like the grunting, I guess. Because the grunting from the AI didn't sound realistic. Or whatever. I don't know, it's... I think people simplify it too much. Because I just, like, I'll go on Twitter, and it's like, you know, everybody's talking about AI nowadays, obviously, because it's a pretty big, topic of discussion, and it goes along the lines of AI bad, nothing else, and I feel like that's a bit of a narrow-minded view on it, because I can understand why people are like that, because, you know, artists want to get jobs. Everybody that's being potentially threatened by AI is, you know, losing opportunities, potentially. It's a high potentiality as well, or high potential of it, mind you. So, I absolutely understand their worry. Again, the Taylor Swift thing, that's using AI for horrible reasons. And unfortunately, we're reaching the point where that's going to be a common thing that people are going to be doing, and it's really unfortunate. Sorry, I'm just rubbing my nose. But I still am in the mind. I still think that AI can be used as an assistant for people that can't afford, like, the ability to actually, you know, pay people. And again, I'm speaking from somebody that, like, oh man, I have so many ideas that I would like to do for, you know, like, art style things, but I'm not an artist. I can't, you know, draw to save my life. And so obviously, by that extension, it's like, if I wanted to showcase what I'm thinking, like in a visual sense, then AI would be the way to do that. There's obviously a couple of reasons why I don't do that. One is I don't understand how AI works. The other is I really am just not, like, sure what I would even want to show. But even then, like, if I had the option, like right now, to be like, hey, I have money, can you do this commission for me? Or just be like, oh, I'll just do it in AI. I'd still pick, you know, commission, because that's, you know, that's the genuine thing. I would obviously hope that the commission I'm paying for is actually for somebody actually drawing it, not putting that into an AI program. Because then that would feel stupid. But that's, again, another one of the big worries, is that eventually AI art will almost become indistinguishable from real art. I mean, we're reaching that point now. There's... I don't know who it was. I know it was in the Persona community, and it's like the part of the Persona community that I don't want to deal with, but it grew pretty big. Oh, run. Oh, that's a problem. Where there was like this one artist who does like not safe for work stuff, and it was just like a lot of the Persona community was like bagging on them because of the fact that they were, you know, using AI to do it. Again, I'm just like, how the heck? Again, I don't understand the not safe for work stuff, especially since, like, it's not my thing. If it's your thing, whatever, you do you, but it's weird to me. But even still, like, if it's used for conceptual stuff, I don't think it's a bad idea. But at the same time, you know, there's, again, limitations. Oh, excuse me. Holy cow. So many water burps. Oh. Oh wait, no, that was right. I don't know. Again, I'm probably in a minority mindset because I'm actually saying AI can be used for good. But I don't want the reliance of AI to be ever a thing. So I'm like in the middle camp. Because everybody's always on the... It's always one side or the other with people. It's never like a mindset of both thoughts. Always extremes with people. Which again, can't get like I don't know like what the wording would be. Again, English, my only language. Can't speak it. But like everybody just kind of does their own thing, and that's fine. But then they just bag on so many people because of different points of view. Never once considering their perspective, their other perspective. But I guess that's just because how I grew up. I'm just thinking, oh, you know, this is fine. Like, you know, okay, this is your opinion on it. This is their opinion on it. And I can make my decision based off of it. Or in, again, the case of AI, it's like, what are the pros? What are the cons? Pros, they can help people that don't have money do things. Cons, they can make everything a lot more difficult for people that are trying to make a living. And obviously there's more than that. There's a lot more to it than just one and the other type of thing. But just as like a simplicity type of conversation, that's kind of what I mean. Ugh. I just realized I have a full bottle of Gatorade I haven't had yet. Hang on, Mach, I wanna drink some Gatorade. And we're already about an hour in. Certainly been speeding on through this, it feels like. But yeah, obviously there's a lot of things that people have thoughts on that they are a lot more open to talk about than I usually am. Obviously I tend to talk a lot more on screen about certain topics. I don't know, I just feel a lot better kind of having this like almost void to kind of speak into. But obviously there's plenty of things that I don't want to talk about that unfortunately becomes harder and harder to not deal with. Some things are passive, like, you know, everyone's favorite sports team, and like how they win on those Super Bowls or whatever, I don't know. For my my own personal melatonin, which is wrestling. Whenever wrestling really gets like involved, unless it's like, you know, Ray doing his whatchamacallits, the random group up wrestling characters, I genuinely just do not care about wrestling at all. Like, obviously, the big thing recently was, like, you know, Vince McMahon, once again, getting the allegation put on him. Like, all these things. You know, everybody knows that this dude is absolutely horrible. It's like, what a shocker. Horrible man is horrible. Hold the freaking presses. But, I don't know. Oh yeah, I was also talking about, like, other things, like, obviously the biggest one, I'm not gonna say it. I don't want to risk the potential of something happening by saying it. But the ultimate, you're either one side or the other. I am so just annoyed with those things because it divides so many people in a way that I feel is so stupid to divide them. And again, everybody has their mindsets. Do I agree with all of them? No. There's plenty of things that I'm like, that's stupid. How do you think that? Oh, that's I don't understand this. But even still, like, everybody has their own opinions on things. That's fine. As long as you yourself aren't doing, you know, horrible things, then I don't have a problem with you. Do I have a problem with things that you're saying? Maybe. But that's also just because I'm a very more kind of open person, and I like to have everybody have a kind of a speaking option, like allowing people to actually talk. So I kind of feel like a lot of the time, not everybody has the option to, you know, get their 2 cents in. Believe me, I've went most of my life without having a 2 cents in. The only time my 2 cents was ever actually asked growing up was to make sure I was doing okay. But when it comes to the big divide, I guess I'll call it, I don't care what your allegiance is. At the end of the day, we are just human beings, and we should just try to, you know, work on ourselves as a species. Learn from one another. Learn from ourselves. Unfortunately, a lot of the time it does not look like we're ever going to reach that. We are just too stubborn as a people. We are more likely to argue with one another over something stupid than to agree with each other on something smart. And I don't understand why that is, but I've been talking, again, way too negative. I should really start focusing on positive things. This has been a very negative playthrough. I can tell you one thing, this is definitely not going to be a part of the highlights. Also in part due to the fact that this is a very solidly built game. Not really any highlights I'm expecting to come out of this. But even still, like, try to think of positive things. I guess that one also has a negative thing with it. I'll talk about it anyway. I saw the trailer for the new live-action Avatar: The Last Airbender, and it looks a lot better. Again, I still am iffy on it just because, again, it's live action. And it's like, I'm just so used to the animated series that it's like, I'm probably just going to think about the animation. The animated series of the original. I guess that's just kind of like a big downside, but like as an adaptation, it does look really good. Is it going away or is it building up? I can't tell. It went away. I feel it in the back of my throat though. Like it's making me cry. Ugh. Yeah, it's definitely there still. Cool. I love that buildup of like you're gonna sneeze. Psych. Favorite freaking thing ever. Oh, yep, we got a boss. Ugh. Yeah, the live action series does look really good. I hope it's good. If it's anything like the One Piece live action adaptation, then obviously that's a good sign. As much as, again, Walk to Arlong Park wasn't involved, I don't understand. That is literally the ultimate thing of my childhood. For me, like, the Walk to Arlong Park was the ultimate, like, this is where it gets going when I was a kid. Like I don't think that was the first time it was ever used, but it was the first time it was used that actually stuck with me as a kid. Just the dun 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 dun. That was what made me fall in love with One Piece, I think, when I was a kid. And again, that was the 4Kids dub back in the day. Like that was just, that was my childhood. Oh, cool. We got the brain matter. Kind of get a little close here. There we go. Yeah, no, the fact that the Walk to Arlong Park wasn't in the live action adaptation really did upset me. And again, by that extension, obviously, I did hear, like, or whether I read the article about, like, oh, okay, you know, Sokka's not gonna be a sexist jerk. And, you know, out of context, you're like thinking, oh, that's a good thing that he's not a sexist jerk. But literally, that is the whole point of his character, was to be the sexist jerk, to learn to not be a sexist jerk. So, I'm sure it'll still be a good show, at least from what I saw. And again, you know, people take him as Fire Lord Mozai. I'm like, I don't think that's like typecasting. I just like that casting because I want Daniel Day Kim to be in more things, especially now that Saints Row's not going to be big. And, you know, as a good doctor, that meme is basically dead already. Won't stop people like my friend group did. I'm not saying that. Yeah, it's funny. I am a surgeon. But still, like, just Daniel Day Kim being in something that I'm hoping I can love. I mean, already he's one of the reasons why I'm as excited about it as I am. Because again, like, outside of the Shyamalan and Avatar, we went from Mark Hamill to Daniel Day Kim for Fire Lord Ozai. Like, that is just amazing. That is a combination I was not ever expecting to see in my life. Or rather, a transition I was never expected to see in my life. We go from Luke Skywalker / Joker / all of these other characters that he has played to Johnny Gat. That is so crazy to think about. So yeah, I'm hoping it's good. I'm genuinely hoping that live action adaptation's good. Because I've watched, I guess so far, the best live action adaptation, which is the One Piece one. Unless you want to include The Last of Us, since that is technically a live action adaptation just of a video game, it's still a similar thing. Because I've seen both of those. But I've also seen some of the worst. I did watch the live action Cowboy Bebop. And I have no prior experience with Cowboy Bebop before watching that. I've watched a couple of the actual anime episodes, but haven't gotten back to it. But boy, it probably goes to show something of when a friend of ours accidentally called it Cowboy Bebop, and we were like, no, that's a lot more of a fitting name. And so we just called the live action Cowboy Bebop Cowboy Bebop. Because that just feels a lot more fitting. It feels like a Bebop. And again, like, I was predicting so many stupid things about that. I predicted the dumbest twist that show did. And I hate the fact that I did, because it was like, oh, what's the dumbest thing that could happen right now? Oh, that's it. That works. And then what happens? It actually becomes true. And I'm like, why? Why of all the things I have said in my life, this had to be true? It's like, again, like, I can predict, apparently, when story beats are going to happen in certain ways. Even when they're not good. Like, even when they shouldn't, they do. For anybody that has not watched Cowboy Bebop, then okay. Oh, we gotta wait for him to do that, right. But yeah, for anybody that has not watched Cowboy Bebop, wow, okay, he's fast. Ooh, okay, got that one that time. Yeah, anybody that has not watched Cowboy Bebop, the big twist, quote unquote, is the fact that, oh, whoops, grab one of those, was the fact that Spike, the main character, the love interest that he left behind, because, you know, he was being assassinated, mind you, he was being targeted by his friend, and then was shot and left for dead. The girlfriend was like, why did you leave me? Now I'm the bad guy. And I'm just like, what? You're seriously telling me that's the ending that we're gonna go with right now of season 1? That is what you're putting as like surprise is. Well, why didn't you come for me? Why did you leave me with Vicious? Which, again, mind you, Vicious tried to kill him. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so activate this, it goes up, he grabs it. The moment he grabs it, drop it again. Okay. And then this should go up. Alright. Nailed it. But again, Vicious tries to kill Spike. Spike is in hiding to, you know, not die. And the love interest for Spike is like, but why didn't you come for me? Meanwhile, the entire buildup has just been like her trying to get away from Vicious, who is, you know, very much the abuser in the relationship. Also, like, the worst villain ever. And I'm not even saying, like, oh, because he's such a bad guy. No, he is a horrible antagonist just to watch. Like, there is never a point where I'm like, oh man, Vicious is on screen? Oh, I'm so happy. No, every single point Vicious was on screen, I hated it. It was the lowest point of the show. So, yeah, no, like, again, Cowboy Bebop, not a good experience. One Piece was a good experience. The Last of Us was a good experience, and it also got the representation of Cumberland Farms, which again proves that, is a real thing, which in extension proves that Maine's a real place, because that's where Cumberland Farms is also in. I know it's more of just like a eastern, northeastern type of thing, but still. When they were passing by and it just was like Cumberland Farms, I was like, oh hey, it's that place. That was the Leonardo DiCaprio meme or whatever. It was like whistling. It's like, hey, that's it. Like, oh man, sort of representation. Yeah, no, the Last of Us show was good. The Last of Us show was really good. I know a lot of people would say that they prefer it overall, and there are a lot of things to prefer of it over the game. But I don't know, like, there are just some bits that the game, I feel like, did slightly better, but there are plenty more things that the show did better. I mean, come on, the show got nominated, had an episode nominating, the show was had an episode nominated for awards. And it was a really good episode. It completely kind of, I guess not completely, it very much changed Bill's story, in comparison to what happened in the game, but, I mean, it's fine. It was a really good episode. I put that episode up there with episodes like The Fly from Breaking Bad, of just like, on its own, it's really good. So. You know, like, I really did like The Last of Us. I also did, like I said, I like the One Piece. So again, I'm hoping that whatchamacallit, Avatar will be good. But again, I'd much rather have like official like animation shows. I mean, that's just me. Although, please don't go to the extent of what you did with Korra on certain things. Like, there were some good bits of Korra, do not get me wrong. Korra had some really good moments. The problem with Korra was it felt very almost hand-holdy in the sense of, like, conveniences. I still to this day... Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. I still to this day feel like Season 1's ending for Korra was one of the worst endings of any show in general. Because of just how fast it was. Because there was no learning. Korra didn't start really learning to be a person until I think like Season 3. I mean, I guess that's not entirely true. She did have her moments in Seasons 1 and 2, but I felt like Season 3 was when it was actually I feel like, at least if Season 3 is the season I'm thinking about. But a lot of it just kind of blends together because I kind of binged it all in like a couple of weeks. But yeah, she had her moments. I'm not one of those purely Korra haters. Because again, there are plenty of things that Korra did well. It's just, I still prefer the original because, you know, childhood nostalgia. Can't really beat that a lot of the time. Ugh. Yeah, the original Avatar, really good. And I hope we get more out of that series at some point. Because apparently there's supposed to be like a sequel, like, not to the extent of Korra, but like an actual direct continuation of the Last Airbender series, where it follows like Team Avatar. I don't remember, did Korra have a different team name or was that also just Team Avatar? I'm still in the mindset that Boomerang is the best name that they ever had. But maybe that's just me. Maybe it's just because Sokka is easily one of the best characters in the show. For some reason, he's just so good. And apparently no adaptation can ever actually, you know, do him justice. I still remember watching, what the heck? Oh, we're supposed to, okay, I see what we're doing here. Oh, dang it. We're dropping. Well, I'm not dropping, it's dropping. I dropped and that was not what's supposed to happen. But yeah, I've watched the Shyamalan Avatar a few times in my life. Way more than anybody should, mind you. I have seen that movie probably more times than I've seen the Star Wars Holiday Special. I've seen the Star Wars Holiday Special like 4 times. But I remember one time when I watched it, the Last Airbender, and
we were just like joking around, and it was I was about to say Sokka, but that's not correct because in the movie it's called Sokka. So when Sokka was talking to Katara, or like her name was funny or whatever, when they were having a conversation and she was like, I mean, what would you do if I was kidnapped? And Sokka was like, I'd kill every last one of them. Vamp, who I was watching with at the time, was like, okay, Hayden Christensen Jr. And so now whenever we ever talk about that movie and we bring up Sokka's character in any shape or form, we just refer to him as Hayden Christensen Jr. because, you know, they were like animals, and I slaughtered them like animals. I hate them. So yeah, a fun little fact about our friend group. Speaking of Hayden Christensen, I've been seeing the rumor that he is going to be voicing Shadow the Hedgehog in Sonic 3, the movie, and I'm like, not at all who I would cast, but that is amazing and I want this. I want Hayden Christensen to do more edgy characters, because I think we all now realize just how great that is. But if he's legitimately going to be the voice of Shadow, I'm going to be so excited. Speaking of which, with Shadow, I saw that apparently there's like a big thing going on that like Sonic Generation is kind of getting a redo-ish thing. I don't know what the idea is. Oh, okay, I see what I'm supposed to do. Please go downstairs. Oh, excuse me. But... oh, whoops. Freaking moron. I did that way too early. But apparently there's like a Sonic Shadow crossover Generations thing, and I'm like, what does that entail? Because if it... this is an absolute dream. Like, this is something I would love to have that I know will never be the case. But if this Sonic Shadow Generation thing is just like a mashup of all of their adventures, which would include Shadow the Hedgehog, the video game. Oh, please. I want that game remastered in some way. I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know who. But bring back the original, I guess probably not even original, but bring back the anthropomorphic animal with gun. We had Pal World, we had the baby stuff, we have Pal World, but bring back Shadow the Hedgehog, the teen stuff right there. Dude, again, if Shadow the Hedgehog, the video game, has any actual representation, please give it to me. I want that so bad. And apparently it's supposed to get like an official announcement tomorrow at the State of Play, which again, I will be doing. I didn't realize it was going to be this week, so I didn't put in the original thing. That's why I did the quote retweet of like it being there. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to try to watch it live. It's only going to probably be like 40-50 minutes like the Xbox thing. But I am absolutely going to watch that. And if the Sonic Shadow thing is there and Shadow gets good representation, which he sorely needs because he's only gotten the Sonic Prime stuff, but I think the latest thing came out for that, so I gotta watch that. But if he gets something good, like an actual good like character, please. I would love that so much. Don't go full Shadow the Hedgehog with this character. Go back to kind of like Sonic Adventure 2. Or even kind of Sonic Prime. Where he's a jerk, but he's actually trying to do good. He's just being an anti-hero. He's like, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get the job done. Where Sonic's like, I'm gonna make sure my friends live. Like, please, please, Sega, I am begging you here. Give me good Shadow. I've waited so long. I'm sorry, I'm just so excited about the potential of a good Shadow representation again in a video game. I can just hope, I can just dream of that happening someday. But if it does happen, believe me, I'm going to be excited. I'm going to be happy. Nobody can stop me. Oh man, I just now remembered that whole conversation with myself I was having. I guess just like, please, good Shadow. And again, Shadow the Hedgehog being in Sonic 3, I'm already excited about that. Like when I saw that teaser at the end of Sonic 2, I was like, yes, yes, yes. Okay. I could not have been more excited, except for when I get to actually see him on screen, fully actually doing things and hearing the voice, or hearing a voice. Again, if it isn't Hayden Christensen, I'm very curious to see who they're gonna cast. Again, you know, I wouldn't be against it. I know I'm not exactly the best voice for it. I definitely am closer to that, like a kind of depressed Sonic, which I guess would be closer to like Silver. Which, I mean, Silver's not a horrible character. He's got very little representation of them. He had obviously Sonic 06 and Sonic Forces, which again, not the best, not the best rap sheet to have in the Sonic universe. But still, maybe someday they'll do like a Silver thing. I'm just thinking about the potential goodness that is going to come. Like this is the year of Shadow for Sega to do. I hope anyway. Because again, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is coming out this year, at the end of the year. I don't think the Sonic Shadow thing, if it is actually happening, is going to happen this year. I think that'll probably be a next year release. But if it is this year, might have another playthrough play or something later on. Again, just cannot wait. I am hoping so hard that we're gonna get some good Shadow stuff. I can't get that out of my mind now. Again, we might actually have some good stuff this year, but who knows. Tomorrow is going to be interesting, because obviously what most people are probably going to be excited for is Silent Hill's remake, which would be cool to actually get to see something on. Oh, it's over there. I'm just pausing Maka. I need to focus on this. There we go. Alright, that's 2. Let's see. Oh, no, there it is. Ooh, that was a little close. Where be yellow? There you are. It's gonna be a little close here. Alright, now he's gonna be on his hoppy leg. But yeah, now, I don't know what else really to expect from Sony's State of Play tomorrow. Again, hoping that get some Sonic Cross Shadow stuff. But there's also the Silent Hills thing, which I'm again like cautiously thinking about. I can't move. Come on, make it. Yeah! Yeah, Silent Hills, Sonic Cross Shadow, or Sonic Shadow Generations, I don't know what they're actually going to call it. I don't know what else, though. Like, maybe some actual first-party stuff would be preferable. Maybe showcasing a bit of the Spider-Man DLC, maybe that's ready. I don't think Wolverine is going to happen because I think they're gonna want to get Spider-Man all taken care of first before doing Wolverine. At least that's what I would think, but I don't know. Okay, I think it's roll. Yep, I do. Okay. Kind of reminds me a bit of Ghost. But yeah, Spider-Man potentially tomorrow. I still think Square is going to show up with like Home Stars because that is a PlayStation exclusive, it seems. As much as I would love it to be Kingdom Hearts, but you know, the clown makeup for Kingdom Hearts fans stays on. Never goes away. What else? Maybe some... Is there anything on like Final Fantasy DLC? Because I know there was a Final Fantasy DLC. But I don't know if those are all out yet. I know there's Final Fantasy 16 stuff. Like there was a Final Fantasy like 16 DLC like announced like right as the game came out. But I don't know. I'm trying to think. We're spoken to. No, not gonna happen. As funny as that would be. Who else could show up? We've got Square, we got potentially Silent Hills. We've got potentially Sonic and Shadow. Sega. I don't know. Who else could it be? Again, it's more than likely going to be just under an hour. Again, preferred Kingdom Hearts, probably not going to be. It's going to be like Foam Stars or Final Fantasy. What else can we get? What's some What's a Japanese thing that's happening? I would have, I don't know, maybe like, no, it's like way too late, I think, for whatchamacallit, Persona 3. Like, Persona 3 has already... There we go. Plus, I feel like that'd be too much Sega. Come on, make it, you can make it. Oh, I made it. Nice. Let's go. Yeah, what else, maybe Capcom? Capcom have something? Maybe Capcom would finally say something about Resident Evil. We haven't had anything from them in a while. I know Resident Evil 4 Remake just came out, but... Resident Evil 9 has to be somewhere at some point, right? There we go, got it. First try, let's go. Alright, now we have to play ping pong here. Or, nope, I guess ping pong's not up in this one. I guess ping pong's later. I'm not really expecting a lot on indie games. Sony doesn't really do a lot on indies. I am thinking, like, we could get something from Capcom. If not for Resident Evil, then maybe for was there fighting Street Fighter? I'm not 100%. But even still, like, it would be cool to get some. Yeah. Do I think it's actually going to happen? I'm not holding my breath. I will be happy to be pleasantly surprised. Oh, of course, Konami still has Metal Gear Solid 3, or excuse me, Metal Gear Solid Delta. So, could see that. If not Silent Hill from that, then definitely Metal Gear. But, I don't know. Again, we'll just have to wait and see. Obviously, I have more of a connection now to Metal Gear than I have towards Silent Hill. Still, it would be cool, because maybe someday I'll finally play a Silent Hill game, but I actually do have experience now with Metal Gear. I was very tempted, Maka. You are correct. Oh, I have to take the white orb. Ooh, well, I mean, then I was right to be tempted, Maka. You bamboozled me. Oh, excuse me. I've always wanted to play a Silent Hill game, but the only ones that are available is through the Silent Hill HD collection, which is not good. I have heard many bad things about it. And I'm not expecting it to be much better even on the Series X. But, I mean, you know, maybe this remake of 2 will finally get a remake made for 1. I think all of the others. Very unlikely, though. Oh, am I supposed to? Oh, I was supposed to. Never mind. Please go in. I've only had to do this like 7,000 times, and I'm still not remembering to actually do that. Yeah. What else? Honestly, I don't really expect much else beyond that. What I'd want, Kingdom Hearts, the Sonic and Shadow generations. I don't know what else. Oh yeah, Kojima could probably show up for Death Stranding too. That's true. That is a high probability. Probably finally announce the actual title of the game, because again, there's been the talk about it being called On the Beach or something. I think that's what the rumor was. Oh. I still need to actually play Death Stranding, but I played so much of Kojima games last year that I'm like, I need a break. So. Maybe at some point. Oh, so close. At some point, I'll finally actually sit down and play through the entirety of it. I do want to play it, but the first impression I got of it, I didn't really care for. It wasn't the best first experience. Then again, it might be better if I just play that on controller. I might end up doing that, just like plugging in my Xbox controller or something. Although it'd probably feel better if I plugged in a PlayStation controller, but I don't have one. I have at times been very tempted to buy a DualShock controller just for the sake of, you know, playing PlayStation games with them. But I don't actually, I've never actually looked into that. I wonder if the DualShock works with like its like little mechanics off the PlayStation. I would assume it does. I don't see why it wouldn't. There we go. I'm not that stupid then. Nailed it. Bingo. Alright, now I think this is going to be a ping pong. Okay. A little early. There we go. Alright, first game of ping pong is another win. Let's go! Stretch! Woo! Or Truth Monk is gonna do an achievement check soon. Already an hour and 44 in. Dude, this game is actually flying right now. Actually playing it with a guide makes this easy. It really does. Which is not a shocker at all. But it's just really funny. Like in comparison, when I was playing this with only like the collectible guide. But now I have the full thing going just for convenience. Like, holy cow, this makes such a difference. Again, I don't think anybody is watching this on Twitch, but if anybody out there is watching this on YouTube, I hope you're at least enjoying this, having a good time listening to me complain about a bunch of things, as most of the internet is nowadays. Just an old man about to be 28 years old, complaining about them internets. It is really funny, like, just how easy it is to find things to get upset about as you get older. The thing is I hate the fact that I find these things so frequently now. Because I like to follow video game news. I like to learn what's going on in the industry. If I ever wish to one day be involved with it in some shape or form, whether it be through hopefully voice acting or potentially writing stories. That is my dream, to eventually either write video game stories or perform in video game stories. Or both. Be a Sam Lake. Write myself into the story. I don't ever think I could ever be like that. I feel like that's a little bit too much for me. But I mean, hey. Can't stop Sam. Again. He deserves it. He's been through so much just trying to get these games to the way they are. And again, I was talking to Ty about this because he's on one side of it, but I'm on both. Shocker. Is somebody who tweeted, it's like Alan Wake is the Kingdom Hearts for people that think Kingdom Hearts is weeb, like anime nonsense or whatever. I don't remember specifically the tweet itself a couple days ago. But I just thought that was so funny because it's not that far off. Because again, it's the classic case of what are you doing? Fighting darkness. How do you fight it? With light, obviously. But Kingdom Hearts is just a lot more anime weird, whereas Alan Wake is Twin Peaks weird. Original Alan Wake. I think Alan Wake 2 is definitely more Resident Evil weird with its visuals. But Alan Wake is becoming its own weird, which I like. I like that Alan Wake is its own thing, it feels like, when it comes to its storytelling. Again, so many videos have been recommended to me of just people talking about how much of a masterpiece storytelling Alan Wake 2 is. And I agree. Again, Alan Wake 2 is probably the best story Remedy has ever made. And this is also coming from somebody that has the full, like, picture, or as much of a full picture as one can get. Whereas, most people are either just getting into Alan Wake through Alan Wake 2, or maybe they played the original. But I don't feel like a lot of the player base has played every single Remedy game that's tied to this. I mean, even I haven't actually played Alan. I have not played the first two Max Payne games, but I am going to. I want to get them. I want to get that remake. But I'm also very tempted at times to just buy the original, since they are backwards compatible. So. And they were like $8 or $9 last week, so it's like, again, very tempting to buy them. Again, and again, with with that also in mind, is that I do know the story to extents. Obviously, you get a better memory of things when you experience it firsthand, rather than just watching it. At least I think so. I feel like I remember things a lot better when I play them. It's why I'm able to remember a lot more things from the other Remedy games, like Control and Quantum Break, because I actually did play them. I 100%ed them. I've 100%ed every single Remedy game that has achievements. So, I know to an extent what I am talking about with a lot of games. Whether or not you agree with me, the people of the Remedy fan base. But I think I know a lot of what I'm talking about. Again, it's one of the few things I actually feel comfortable saying I know a lot about. It's like Kingdom Hearts and Halo. It's like, I know a lot. Way more than people really should. The only difference, I think, is that Remedy is the only one that makes it convenient. I feel like the way Remedy does its storytelling is a lot more player-friendly. I feel like everybody could learn the nooks and crannies of Remedy's stories, but not everybody can do the same about Halo or Kingdom Hearts or Resident Evil even. Again, Sam just makes it so easy, at least to me. I think the hardest one to probably get into for a lot of people is Control, because you have Alan Wake 1, which is, you know, technically the starting point, but it isn't, but it is. Then you get Quantum Break, which is technically its own thing, but it isn't. But it's its own thing in the grand scheme of things, but it's a lot of things that it kind of helps set up for things in Quantum Break, and even some things in Alan Wake 2 and 50. So, yeah. I think that's the case. But then you've got Control, which is the thing that's connecting all of it. It's connecting Max Payne to an extent. It's connecting Alan Wake to an extent. It's connecting Quantum Break to an extent. And of course, you know, it's its own thing, so it has to tell its own story. Which, just for the sake of connection, I really think Control is the best. But that's because it's intended to be the connector. Alan Wake 2 is the projection of the connection, I guess you could say. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. But when it comes to that, it's like Remedy just has a story that they're telling. Remedy has an overall plot that they're doing that I definitely don't think they intended it to be the case. I think they intended Alan Wake, then they wanted to do Alan Wake 2, but they were stuck to do American Nightmare and then Quantum Break from Microsoft. But of course, you know, there are just things about Quantum Break that it's just like I can't help but love. Again, Lance Reddick being in that, amazing. Sean Ashmore, you got Iceman being in it, you got Hobbit. It's like, holy cow, you got a lot of people going on there. And again, it's time travel, which is probably one of the hardest things to ever actually get in a way that people like. So, can't blame him on that. Again, it's not bad time travel. It is very, very much set in what it's trying to do, even though the whole thing of it being, like, you know, Jack being like, oh, I'm gonna save you, Beth. Which will, you know, never actually get a conclusion. I hate that. Because, the Jack Joyce of the Alan Wake universe is Tim, and he does not have one. He might end up, like, you know, falling for Jesse. But I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen with these side characters, because again, Tim's still just stuck in the dark place, trying to find Door, which I did read in an interview, like, article, that yes, that is supposed to basically be the representation of Hatch from Quantum Break, and I'm like, okay, so I was getting those vibes, and I'm like, yeah, alright. I definitely felt like, especially at the end, that was definitely more Hatch. But at the same time, it's like not Hatch, it's, at least it's not Quantum Break Hatch. Oh, oops. And then I leave, and then there it goes, of course. So yeah, no, like, there's, again, just, like, so much. That's what I love about a lot of games that have such, like, convoluted storytelling. I'm just like, yes, please, make it more complicated. I want to connect the dots. I'm Charlie in the Pepe Sylvia episode of Always Sunny. It's like, I need to find the connection. There's no such thing. There's nobody named Pepe Sylvia. Again, it's just, I love connecting dots in stories. It's one of my favorite things to do, just because it's like, I want to see how these connect. Which again is part of the reason why I love Control, is that it's the connector to everything. It is the thing that you go to that tells you these are where these go. But still, it tells its own story to make it itself way more complicated. Because again, anyone that knows the ending to Control's second DLC, AWE, it just makes it even more confusing, because now that's also having time problems. There's time manipulation, which again makes you think Quantum Break. I'm going to lose my mind, and I love it. I love the fact that Remedy is, like, hinting at so many things. Again, just one of the biggest downsides. Well, again, I do like the performance of... What the heck was his name? It's going to drive me insane if I don't look it up. I know who this guy is. I've seen him before. I'm pretty sure I saw him in Supergirl. David Harewood. Yeah, he does an amazing job. It is unfortunate that, of course, you know, we're never gonna get another Lance Reddick performance for Quantum Remedy. Like, that's always going to be the biggest disappointment in the Remedyverse, or excuse me, the Remedy connected universe. Is that right? That will never actually get Lance Reddick back as Hatch, and actually get, like, a better understanding of his character through his performance. But again, David has done such an amazing job portraying not only his way of doing the character, but still keeping the legacy of Lance. So again, we just have more questions, and again, maybe we'll get an explanation in a final draft. Who knows? I mean, I guess people that have played Final Draft know, but that will be coming up hopefully next month. But again, Persona 3 takes priority. But once Persona 3 is done, then yes, that'll be my follow-up. Although I guess if anybody's actually seen the schedule I put on my Twitch schedule, like, page. Oh, excuse me, on the about. That's the about me, the schedule rules, and all that nonsense. I did put Elden Ring, and there is a reason why Elden Ring is there, and that's because Vamp wants to play Elden Ring. So we'll be doing like a cooperative Wednesdays for grab this, so let fire happen, go in here. Dang it. There we go. A bit of a wait, but we got it. But yeah, we'll be doing like a, because he's got this mod from a friend of his on PC for Elden Ring to do it like full-blown co-op, so we're gonna try that. If anybody's remembered my playthrough, quote-unquote playthrough of Dark Souls, you know that that was not my best time, but never really know what's going to happen. Okay, so I have to launch. Okay, this is gonna take a minute, so we're gonna need. Ah, that was too early. I got the timing almost perfect on the first shot. Hopefully, Control 2 will have a lot more connection. I needed to grab this. Come on, make it. Woo! Just barely made it. I don't know. I'm assuming we're going to get a lot more with Door in Control 2, which I am excited about because he had almost no presence at all in the first game. He only had like one thing of dialogue, and that wasn't even his dialogue. That was from Dylan, who was talking about Door, who was hinting at a lot of things actually from Alan Wake 2, it seems. So I'm assuming Door is going to have some connection to that, even though again the heavy speculation is the fact that he is the father of Saga, which to then would have, you know, what is Door? It's again, it's like, I just love these things. I just love thinking about them. I love theorizing about these types of things. But I never really get to talk about them with people because, again, the only person that cares about Remedy in my friend group is Ty, and he has only played Alan Wake and Alan Wake 2. He has not played Control, he has not played Quantum Break, he has both of them. He has access to both of them, he just has not played them, and it's like, dude, please, I want to talk about it. There's so many things I want to talk about with him. But, until that day comes, kind of stuck on my own. Which I guess is fine, because it lets me kind of go into my own bubble of my imagination. Oh, come on, that should have hit. There we go. There we go. Okay, we still got it first try. Let's go. Yeah, there's also again the connection to Max Payne 1 and 2, which has very minimal right now because again that's under Rockstar, but that is their like unofficial start point. Unless you include Death Rally. And we won ping pong again. Let's go. And again, nobody includes Crossfire. That doesn't count. That was just them being hired, just be like, hey, can you do this for us? And you're like, yeah, sure, why not? That one doesn't have the most fire. Yeah, like I'm hoping for good things from Remedy, and I'm hoping that because of how good Alan Wake 2 has done, that their future publisher partners, which presumably is going to be sticking with Epic and 505, that they get a lot more freedom options. Or, you know, again, Microsoft, let them do Quantum Break 2, or request them to do Quantum Break 2. The funny thing about that, to me, is with Quantum Break 2, that is my Sunset Overdrive in comparison to Ty. Like, Ty wanted a Sunset Overdrive 2 so bad, and then Insomniac got grabbed up by Sony. Remedy still has a chance, though. Remedy can still make a Quantum Break 2. And then they could actually make that so good. At the very least, let them make a second Quantum Break. Because, again, Remedy's really good at making sequels. Even though I did hear that a lot of people didn't really like Max Payne 2 all that much in comparison to the first one. I'm sure I'd love it, though. I do. Plus, again, Max Payne 2 was the original introduction for Poets of the Fall in Remedy's games, so... got that going for it. It started up a beautiful tradition, a beautiful friendship between artists. That I hope will continue. I don't see it dying anytime soon. Again, they had full-blown live performances. Unless like something seriously bad happens, I don't see that going bad anytime soon. Partnership between Remedy. What's again, it's just so funny that they've had this long-standing relationship, and now people are finally like getting to, you know, pay attention to it because people are actually playing Alan Wake 2, which I hope means more people will play Alan Wake 1, and then American Nightmare. Man, such good games. I mean, again, control-wise, like not control game, controlling the game. It is definitely showing its age. It is very much that feeling of mid to late 2000s control scheme. And I mean, I like those. I still like those games. Like, I still think Mafia 2 is one of the best games ever, even though, again, its controlling is very stiff. It is the latterest of ladder ends for like a late 2000s title gameplay. I do still want to play Mafia 3. I technically have all of the Mafia games. I have the original Mafia on PC. I have Mafia Definitive Edition on Xbox. Same with Mafia 2 and Mafia 3. I don't have the Definitive Edition for 2 though, but that's fine. I mean, I don't expect much of a difference in comparison. Oh, excuse me. Let's go here. Yep. We're getting some inceptioning now. We've got the green that was in the orange, but now green is in the green, and also orange is in the green. Yeah. And I just trying to think of other games right now. Because again, I'm not expecting a lot from Halo. Halo just started up its latest operating season thing. Basically, it's season 6. I'm not expecting any Halo news anytime soon. Kingdom Hearts again, hoping, but not expecting. Oh, right. I remember this. This was a bit of a bug, or not a bug, but he went to do something, and I don't know how he got there. I remember this happening in the first time. I was like skimming through this. Or not skimming. Well, I guess kind of skimming. I was what you call it. I was going through the description with the comments. It was like a tiny mistake. You want to grab the green orb, activate the pillar on the bottom left. Yeah, like I can't go there. So I have to go back real quick. Go through here. Down here. Okay, yep, I need that. That's what I need to do. I need to activate this. And then get this. Alright, we're good now. We are golden. Little bit of a hiccup on him on there and myself as well. I'm not expecting anything Halo related anytime soon. As much as, again, would love some story content. 343. Why is it everything story wise? It just feels like they never get to do. And whenever they do it, it almost feels like it's a disappointment because it's like only half done. Halo, Kingdom Hearts. I'm hoping Kingdom Hearts news. I'm always hopeful for more Kingdom Hearts news. Especially now that Missing Link has apparently been delayed. Then again, I probably wouldn't be playing that. Even though it really probably should be. Because again, like, every single thing involving Kingdom Hearts is important. Probably even like the lunch boxes that most likely are out there. Yeah, I'm not expecting anything Remedy related. With Alan Wake 2 have just come out. Like, the best we could get is maybe, like, actually get an official release date for the DLC. But chances are we're not going to see anything on that until sometime in February itself, or maybe March at the latest. I think we're going to get the first DLC in April. Which I will be down for. Since it is a Tuesday, maybe it could be on my birthday. Because I think usually the way it works is like Tuesdays and Thursdays is when DLC comes out, but usually Tuesdays. And I don't think there's ever been a DLC I was excited for that came out on my birthday. The closest was I think, which one was it? It wasn't the first one. I think it was like the third map pack for Halo 4. I think. I don't know, it's been a long time. That was over a decade ago. But even still, like, one day I'll get like some really cool release on my birthday. What other things could I be excited for? Or to get announced? Or even just talk about? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what else Sony could really do. They probably have something. I don't know, maybe they'll have like more Final Fantasy VII stuff or something, I don't know. That game's coming out next month, isn't it? I think that's like the next big RPG after Persona 3 Reload. Yeah, because... Man, 2024 is the year of the RPG, apparently, because you got Like a Dragon in January. That just came out a few days ago. You got Persona 3 Reload in just a couple of days. And then sometime after that, I believe it's this month. It's either, or not this month, I believe it's February. It's either February or it's March when Final Fantasy VII Rebirth comes out. So, like, the first quarter of 2024 is super RPG heavy. Oh, this one looks great. What do we have? Oh, hey, we're on the last achievement. Let's go. I just saw that he was, like, actually hitting the guide, so I was like, oh, let's check that out. Alright, we're about to beat the game. Let's go. Yeah, I'm super into RPGs. They're more my style than something like survival games. I say as I haven't played a lot of RPGs on my stream. Though for April, I do have something planned for Kingdom Hearts. I think I might have talked about it. I don't know. I don't know what I've talked about at this point. It just at points just becomes rambling. But yeah, no, like, I'm super excited to get some more RPGs out there. Because again, I'm hoping I can play Yakuza Kiwami this year. That is a hopeful goal. And if it doesn't look like it's going to happen, I'll make that one of my main games. Ooh. That's trippy. Again, I'm just trying to think. Because again, like next month, dedicated Persona. I might just end up forcing a dedicated month for Yakuza. Which is fine. Again, I want to play Yakuza this year. It might be a later game, depending on what else comes out. Because again, I've got like the first few months I have stuff planned. Obviously, this month was Alan Wake 2. Next month is Persona 3. And then, March is Monster Hunter World. April is the Kingdom Hearts thing. Which I don't think will actually be that big of a deal because I can beat Kingdom Hearts 1 alone just within like a few hours. By a few hours, I mean like I was actually able to get the speedrun achievement in the 1.5, 2.5 collection, so I can beat that game quick. I say I'll probably end up failing miserably or something. Absolute loser. I'm trying to think, like, one of the big things, because I heard that that party Persona game was potentially canceled. I hope that's not the case. I hope that that isn't the case at all. But at the same time, it's like I do know that they're still having Persona 5X be a major focusing point. Which I don't even know if that's going to be coming overseas or not. I know it's more of a Chinese gotcha. So who knows? Go back in. I'm assuming grab green. Go grab green. Leave. Go get purple. Get the white, presumably. Yep, exactly what I was thinking, Maka. Yeah, like I would love to play the Final Fantasy VII games. The unfortunate thing about it is I don't have a PlayStation, and I don't have the money to buy it on PC either. Because I think the first one's on there, like in the Integral or Integrate, whatever that was called, the one with Yuffie. And I would love to get those at some point, but then again, there's so many PlayStation games I would love to actually get, play on stream. But unfortunately, again, just I don't have the currency to get either the console or the just the games in general. Maybe at some point, maybe if streaming works out for me, I can get money. Or, you know, maybe one day I can finally get like a voice role gig or something. Highly unlikely, so gonna have to hope on streaming doing it for me. But I would like to get that. I'd also like to get a Switch. That's still a ways away, and also apparently the new the Switch successor is apparently being worked on right now. So who knows? Maybe, I've definitely at times been tempted to put like a donation thing. Since I'm obviously not an affiliate or a partner, I don't get the option of like subscriptions and whatnot. Not that again anybody would actually pay for them. I just I don't know, I'm obviously very desperate to eventually get a job, some form of income, so I can actually stop being a barnacle in my dad's financials in leech. Is actually probably a better term. Again, eventually I need to get a job. I just don't understand why I can't get hired. An absolute nightmare. Which makes me then think, what if it is like the multiverse theory of seeing other people, other versions of you when you sleep? I feel bad for the person that's stuck, like, watching me right now. Just like, I'm trying to get a job, but like the nightmare is just I can't get a job. That's all it is. Like, I am another me's nightmare of just like, oh man, I'm so happy that that's not me. That's just a me that can't get a job. What a loser. Rawr. I'm off, guy. Ow. But yeah, that's the end of the game. We did it. Just have to get the last achievement, and then we are golden. This is just like the ending to Men in Black, where it's just like it was just orbs of like universes and whatnot, and then they just throw them to play marbles. But yeah, again, this makes sense for it having one, because this is a pure indie game. Symbolism. Yeah, there's a lot of symbolism in this game that I'm too stupid to understand. And then it's all in one other big orb. But then it makes you think, is there an orb that this thing is into? Who knows? I have no idea. But yeah, that was a pretty basic enough stream, you know? I thought I'd try something a little bit different, you know, doing a 100% playthrough of something. Because, you know, why not, right? It was a cool little idea, I think. And, you know, again, I want to start getting more achievements, because this is a separate account. This is my, like, secondary account that I haven't played any games on, but I think I've decided what I want it to be. I want it to be an account that I dedicate one stream to every month at the end of the month. That I'll just 100% a game for the stream. Whether it be like 2 hours like this, or I don't know. I've got a couple of them that could be done really quickly. I don't think I'm going to do any repeats though, that I've done on stream before, like Kitten Island or call it Hellblade. I don't think I'm going to do repeats. I think I'll just do new ones. But I think this is a pretty cool idea, just, you know, getting to play all of these games and, you know that they're 100% and have like a 100% account. Plus, it is named after my YouTube channel, so it works out. But yeah, that's I want to test this out since the game is done anyway. Yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you have yourselves a wonderful Tuesday. I will be back again tomorrow around 5 o'clock for the Sony State of Play showcase tomorrow. I'm hoping that it's gonna be good. Again, I had a long bit of conversations on those, but you know, could be good, could be bad. I'm hoping for that Sonic Shadow thing. That's probably like my main thing I'm hoping for. But besides that, who knows? Anyway, that's enough for me. I'm gonna go make some food and then finish up editing the whatchamacallit, the oh right, the highlights for the end of the for this month. Because again, I was right. There was nothing about this that really kind of stood out. It was just me kind of talking while playing a game that I've played before, and nothing special happening. Because the game is actually pretty solid, since it is an indie game. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I won't. I'm pretty fixed on not streaming anything on Thursday, but that is when the highlights should be up. So, if you guys are interested in that, it's about like an hour and 40 some minutes at this very moment. I still haven't edited last night's Power World stuff, so that might change it. But again, Friday, it's Persona time. It's time to baby, 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 baby.